Some wisdom is found on the surface, and some wisdom takes us deeper. Welcome to Get Deep, where we dive into the thoughts, truths, and affirmations that help us grow, reflect, and move forward. I'm Deborah D.E.E.P. Mouton, and every episode we'll explore the power of words, the strength of resilience, and the beauty of introspection. Come in, take a seat, and let's get deep. I've kind of always been an outcast. I know. Doesn't sound like me, right? But I remember being in high school and thinking to myself, I have no idea where I fit in. My first high school was full of athletes that were all chasing after some big contract deal as the next NFL stars in the world. And when I shifted to a smaller school to try to find my space, I found that the struggling football program seemed to fail in comparison to the dancers that seemed sprawled on every blacktop. I was not a dancer, though I wanted to be, and I do have a little bit of rhythm, but I definitely wasn't the one that was taking the center of a cipher for that reason. For me, I was the one that was going to carry a journal and doodle to myself. Words were my safe space, but how could that translate to making space for me in the world? I remember even waking up and thinking to myself that poems would pour out of me in the late nights. I would keep my journal next to my bed and draw and doodle half awake, stumbling into some metaphor. It wasn't until I got into my English class in high school that my teacher told me that I was a writer. Not that I was good at writing, but that I was a writer. It was like someone giving me a new identity that I could inhabit. And even then, I didn't really know what that meant until she enlisted me in my first poetry slam. At the time, poetry slams weren't really a thing happening in Paris, California, but I was willing to do it if it meant a little bit of extra credit. I remember taking the stage, not scared at all, but wondering who would care to listen to my poems. I read and won first place, a giant trophy that still sits in my office. Because who gives writers trophies? I remember thinking that maybe this might be my thing. It seemed like such a small win. Until the school talent show came around. I remember wondering if I could cut it next to the singers and dancers that I knew would get nothing but standing ovations when they performed. I decided that I was going to sign up to perform a poem. I remember taking the stage just after my soon-to-be ex-boyfriend decided to hit the high note in Music Soul Child's Love and leave the entire population of the school at their feet. No one was ready for a poem. No one thought I had what it took. But I decided that I was going to do me at 100%. I would be unstoppable if no one else knew that I could be. And so I performed my poem, waiting to see what the result would be. And I ended up winning. First place, tickets to Disneyland for me and a friend. From then on, I was the poet girl in school. The one that no one expected to dance or sing, but knew that when I opened my mouth, something magical would pour out of it. There was something in coming to myself at my full volume that gave me permission to be that every single day. And since then, I've never stopped using my words. I found a value in my voice that no one could take away. When you show up in the world at your full authenticity, when you live life at full volume, there will always be someone who's willing to listen to the melody. Thank you for joining me on this journey today. I hope this moment of reflection stays with you, guides you, and reminds you to keep going. If you found value in this episode, let's keep the conversation going. Follow me on Instagram at Live Life Deep and share your thoughts, your wisdom, and your light. And if you're enjoying the podcast, the best way to support it is simple. Subscribe, rate, and leave a review. Your support helps others find this space of growth and inspiration. This has been a Gemini's production. You can explore some of the other podcasts on the network by going to GeminisProductions.com or following on Instagram, TikTok, or YouTube at Gemini's Productions. Until next time, remember, you've been given today. What you do with it is up to you.